what do you do if someone like asks what you're doing?
I'm normally pretty straight up.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll be like, I'm building a skate spot. I recently acquired this pole right here. It's kind of like a stop sign or something. I'm not really sure what it is. It's got some rust on it, but I've been trying to find the perfect spot to install it, like a little pole jam, street jam. I finally found something after enough Google Earthing, driving around. That is always the hardest part for building DIY spots, is like finding somewhere where you can actually install it and do it without it like being sketchy or getting busted out right away. So we'll see if it works. I'm gonna grab some supplies from the hardware store. I'm gonna get 1 bag of concrete. I think that's all I'm gonna need. 2 cinder blocks, my shovel, and my high vis vest, and we're gonna go install this thing. Hopefully we can skate it today. If not today, we'll be able to skate tomorrow. I'm gonna use the concrete that just cures really fast, so let's jump into it. First things first, put this in the whip and go get some supplies. We're at Lowe's now, so you have these cinder blocks. This is the first thing we're gonna get, is a cinder block, because we're gonna add this to the bottom of our post to keep it into place. So I think what I'm gonna do is actually get these guys. They're singular. They're not like these, actually these ones are even better. They're bigger. $2 a pop, or do I do these guys? $1.89. I think these will be good. And I mean, I could probably get away with just doing 2 of them, but I'm gonna do 3 just to make it like super sturdy. Luckily for me, I have everything else, and this is gonna be a pretty low supply. So got these 3. Now I just need to get some fast setting Quikrete. We're in the Quikrete area. These will take a couple days to dry. Like in the pole jam, probably take like 2 days, maybe 1 day, but I want to be able to skid it, if not today, by like tomorrow morning. So see how much these are. $7. Concrete prices just went up, I think. There's our supplies. Let's check out and see what the total cost is after taxes. $10. That's how much our supplies was. This is the location I found. It's at a dead-end street. The reason that I decided here was a good place, I should actually look over here. Yeah, it's like a farm over there, and I think there's a business over here. The first reason is because it's not a residential area, so like people probably are going to be walking around here. If they are walking around here, I don't think they really matter too much. It's not the front yard, the backyard, not on the street or anything like that. You actually can't even park on this road, so that's a good thing. The one thing that sucks is this pole's already here, and it's kind of in the way, and I'm going to install it like around here. So the idea is like install the jam like right here and then go off into the asphalt. And the other reason I picked this location is because there is dirt right here. So instead of having to like level the pole out or like angle grind it out or like add concrete to it, I can kind of just like dig a little hole right here, place it, and shoot it out. It's probably better places, but also because it's just so dead over here. Like there's really nobody around. The only thing is like there's business, which they don't care. They're just running shops. So I may have to fix up like this crack. It's kind of gnarly right here. Hope we get a little skate session. I don't know. The sun's probably got like another hour and a half before it goes down, so we might not today. Probably should let the concrete dry for at least an hour before you skate it, but get all my supplies out and start this mission. Brought my vest just in case anybody's like super bothered by me. Vest is always a good idea. All right, I got my vest on, got all my supplies over here. Here's the jammer. So we're gonna have to line it all up, but yeah, got the cinder blocks. Also, I should have said I did bring this stuff. I don't even know if I'll need it. A little spray can case. I got my water jug over there. Just fill your water up at home or the gas station. Got my little trowel in case I need that, just for some extra fixing. And then I can use this stuff to fix sort of the patches in the ground, some of the cracks if I need to. So yeah, that's all of our supplies over here. We got everything, and now I need to just kind of make some alignments. I'm gonna look at it, kind of move the pole around, figure out where I want to place it first. Then we gotta get our cinder blocks down. But first things first, just kind of see where I want to put the pole jam. I do have to do it at like an angle. Like it's not gonna be straight on. Like you're gonna have to carve into it so you can launch it over the curb. Nice part is like you'll have to come off it kind of high, so maybe you can do tricks off it. I mean, I don't know how many tricks I'm gonna have on this. I know for sure I want to at least be able to 50-50 it. I think that's pretty good. Like, I mean, obviously, like I said before, you're gonna have to carve into it, but I want to back up a little bit, kind of see, like if I was skating from here, I mean, it's pretty good considering the spot, and it's long, so like you are gonna be having to go pretty far. Like it's a long grind. I'm gonna dig this part out right here, just enough to fit the pole in there a little bit deeper, so I can add a little concrete to keep it in place. Idea is with the cinder blocks is I'm gonna stack them under the pole to kind of keep everything in place. We'll see if 3 was even gonna fit. I don't know. It's kind of bent, so I think first things first, I'm gonna do like a dry sort of run and see how everything fits. Honestly, think overkill. I could just do the 2. I don't want to break it. I actually didn't need 3. This extra one's just gonna be too much because I can't fit it on there. So it would be even cheaper. I'm gonna say without the $2, you know, would have been a $7 build. So here's what we're looking at so far. It's not too steep, nice and mellow. My only concern is like this stuff is so bent right here, like it could break pretty fastly. But again, we're not spending that much money on it, so if it does break, even if we get a couple jams, it's all good. Here's what it looks like from the roll-up perspective. It's not bad, you know? The question I have is like, do I make the gap bigger? Do I turn it sharper so it's less of a gap? I feel like if you're gonna get off like right here, like if you're getting this high to the grind, there's not much of a gap. So, I mean, I'm just like envisioning it. I feel like I could move it a little more to the left, just so you can carve into it better, not to go as fast. I mean, I can keep tinkering with it, but that's looking pretty good to me. I'm not gonna be a perfectionist. Now we gotta get to just opening this bag. I'm actually gonna just put the concrete right in there. I'm not gonna mix it or anything, and I'm just gonna add the water and kind of dry pack it. But what I'm not gonna do is add all the concrete right away. I'm gonna slowly add the concrete and then slowly add the water. Quick intermission. As you can see, we do finish this pole jam. We're gonna get to a skate session, but first I wanted to thank the sponsor of this video, Factor. Factor is the perfect solution if you're looking for fast, healthy options done easily. Their meals are 100% ready to heat, eat, and there's no prepping, cooking, or cleaning up needed. Factor also cuts down on grocery trips and cooking, so I can spend more of my lunch break skating instead of cooking, which is pretty nice. Plus, I get a bomb meal every time. Some of you might know I recently cut meat out of my diet. Factor offers amazing vegan and vegetarian meals. Personally, I'm loving this peanut butter bowl. It's delicious. Also love taking their wellness shots before heading out to skate. Head over to factor75.com or click the link below and use code DOWDY50 to get 50% off your first Factor box and free wellness shots for life. 2 free wellness shots from 3 available flavors for every order, while you are an active subscriber. All the ingredients are fresh. I'm loving it. Eat good, feel good, skate good. Now let's jump back into the build, and then I'll catch you up to where I am right now, about to get a skate session on the pole jam.
Told me like I'd love to backsmith it. You know?
Ooh, yeah. Spencer's been on his backsmith program.
I know, or even I guess even the crook seems pretty chill this way too.
Crook. Yeah, I was thinking like Smith grind.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we're thinking about what tricks we're gonna do, because that dictates like the angle. The concrete is actually pretty hard right there. I don't want to do too much, just enough to add some, like, you know, some weight to it. Like that's good, because then I can cover it like right there, you know.
That's not bad. That looks pretty. Oh, that looks super chill.
little
Because then
bit.
now it looks pretty like.
And then is it too twisted? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there we go.
Oh yeah, that sits good, especially how it's already in the corner. I feel like that does is kind of better.
It's obviously a little twisted, but
I mean, it is, but you know.
it's one of those things where it's a sign that I picked up from the ground. So
Yeah, it's not gonna be
how
perfect.
good is it gonna be? Yeah.
It's not
Do you
bad.
think I should do it like this, or should it go over like that?
I mean, it'd be fresher if it was straight.
Like that. I think
would-
it should stay like that.
Yeah, that would be fresher, I think.
All right, we're good. I'm going for it.
Yeah?
Yep. Well, in that creek, wear a mask.
I was just gonna ask that.
Yeah. But because I'm not gonna be like, it's not gonna go in the air.
All right,
That makes
so
sense. I'm gonna shovel it in there.
I see. One more. Yeah.
I don't want to waste too much of this creek, so I'm gonna try to actually go a little less.
I was gonna say, obviously less is more for, you know.
Yeah.
So cinder blocks are just gonna stay like that, yeah?
Yep. I mean,
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. I mean, they are pretty heavy already. It's
Yeah.
not like you're like sitting on that rail like that heavy.
They're just there so that the concrete has something to sit in. Really. All right. So now, add some water.
So I just want to show them how much of that. Oh, careful, dog.
Show them shit.
All right. It's
Yeah. So we got almost a whole cinder block full. Almost.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, probably should have had less. But when we add water, they'll kind of push it down. And we don't want to add too much concrete right away, because we want that water to kind of go down there. We almost want it to, like, you know what I mean? The concrete.
Let
If
it
you go
seep.
in there, you can kind of see it's like starting to slurp in there. Like, I want to do a few times, you know, just to solidify things. I mean, obviously you could like liquid nail this and everything down, but we're trying to do this as minimal as possible, baby. And the one thing we want to do is just make sure that the rail doesn't move while I do it. Just keep adding. I mean, I think might be good after that. Add some more water. As you can see, it's still kind of moving right now.
Yeah, it definitely is. All right, now you're getting pretty tough. All right, we've now pretty much hit.
We hit the top. It'll sink in there though, because that water, hopefully the idea is the concrete starts to seeps through the rocks and everything. I mean, I'm gonna add more concrete. I'm kind of just like, another thing we could do is like sort of aggravate it to kind of get the concrete set in there a little more. I wish I had a stick. That's the one thing maybe I could have brought in, like a piece of rebar just to kind of mix it in there a little more.
What do you do if someone like asks what you're doing?
I'm normally pretty straight up.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll be like, I'm building a skate spot. A lot of times. Because I think, like, especially depending where you are, you know what I mean? Here, like, people are just working and stuff. If it was like, I have before been like, oh, I'm just doing community service, or I try to be like pretty broad and generic, you know, like, oh, I got to sign with community service, like we're fixing this. But then if they're like, hey, I'm not dumb, then you're like, yeah, well then, why did you ask? Like, I guess what I'm saying is like, people in general are pretty cool if you're just honest.
Yeah.
A lot of the times. You know
And
what
I
mean?
feel like when you say it's for skateboarding, that's the last thing they're actually going to expect. So they're like, oh, he's probably telling the truth.
And it's like, dude, what harm are we really doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not, we're not hurting anybody. I always try to think about it that way. It's like, as long as you're cool people and you're not hurting anybody, it's all good. This is why I never build on a private property either. I always try to build on city property. It's kind of like a part of the spot location finding thing.
Okay.
Let's find somewhere where you're not going to actually like affect someone's business.
Totally.
Even if there's like a liquor store or something like here, I probably wouldn't do it.
So it goes back to location, location, location.
Yeah, it always goes back to location. And just being considerate, you know? It's getting pretty cool now. I might even put some concrete on the edge over here, just so we have it, you know?
Yeah,
After we
can't
fill
hurt.
that bottom.
Can't hurt. Especially you might as well use the rest of the bag, you know, right?
Exactly. Use the bag, and that's the other thing is like, once you leave, like take all the trash. I take make like nothing's there besides the spot. You know
Pack it in, pack it out.
That's right, baby. So, like I said, we could have like mixed this concrete or whatever,
But I like how minimal you're showing this. You're
I want
literally
to
doing
do
this
this
so
minimal,
fast.
and like, you know, I want like the whole idea of like doing YouTube DIY videos is to show people like it doesn't take that much. Cinder blocks, they're already like pretty dry in there. They're kind of moving, so I'm going to add some concrete to the side. But first we're going to add some concrete to the bottom.
Okay.
I'm just going to kind of freestyle it onto here.
My boy's freestyling right now. Yeah, he's just kind of throwing a few chunky monkeys in there. Oh, that looks nice.
All right, it's all about the mix. Got to get a good mix.
Nice ratio, my dude.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. Like once you start mixing concrete a few times, you start to figure out like how much you need, how much you don't need.
Yeah.
This is like a magnesium float. So a lot of people get like the trowel float, like the aluminum float right away.
Okay.
Which is good for finishing, but like this is like, if you had to get one float to like build spots, it would be this.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. Because it's like, it brings the water to the surface. You could start with it, finish with it. For like a wood flow is also really good. That's what normally you would start with, but for this we're just going straight in. So I'm not gonna be crazy, you know, like I just want the concrete to be solid. I don't need it to be like super smooth. We're not gonna skate this.
Exactly. It's just like a nice little ride on. Like that's so like,
Yeah,
when you
exactly.
said that you were going to add that, I was like, that's so nice of you.
Yeah.
So extra.
I think it will also like keep it into place, you know. So yeah, I mean, I don't know to go overboard. I could sit here and like try to make it all trained out, but
Yeah, because I was going to ask, how do you know when you're done?
I'm pretty bad at that. Normally you could tell by the concrete will start changing colors, like compare this concrete to this. It's getting a little more dry.
Oh,
Could
yeah.
probably even add some more water to that.
Okay, okay.
Just to make sure it's seeping down. It's all right if it does, you know what I mean? It can kind of just sit on top and seep in there. Since we didn't mix it. If we mixed it, I will probably want to do this, but now you can see that it's not really going in there.
Yeah,
It almost solidifies that it's
definitely dried in there.
dried
That's
in
crazy.
there, yeah. So now, I mean, it's looking good.
Dude, it looks great.
And we got the rest of this bag, so I think what I'm going to do is just kind of put this on the side.
And just kind of like a
Work
little
it in
secure.
there. Yeah.
I guess that was I guess we kind of talked about this already, but I guess it's like if you have extra cement, like what do? Use it.
Use it if you can. If not, just, you know, dispose of it not at the spot. Like, don't just leave it here. Like, sometimes people will, like, mix it and just, like, leave a chunk of concrete there.
Not chill.
I don't think that's smart because just adds more attention to the spot.
I was gonna say, yeah, then it's kind of like, yeah, you're blowing it out
Yeah, exactly.
with those extra pieces, those props that don't belong.
Exactly. And it's just, again, it's like trash, basically. But the concrete we're going to do, we're going to actually use it.
So what are we doing right now with the extra concrete?
Just building a little wall around our wall. The idea is just to kind of keep this from moving, since it is in dirt, is the other thing. Like, this is sitting in dirt, so it's not going to be super sturdy, because dirt moves, the earth moves. Like, if this was on concrete, we probably wouldn't have to do this at all. It'd be overkill. But because it's on dirt, it'll just help, like, kind of stick it to the ground, essentially. Make sure I get all this out of my bucket, so keep your bucket fresh afterwards. Kind of pushing it against the wall. Again, this is like minimal. Really, I mean, who knows how much it helps? It's just because we have the concrete. And again, it's like also making it semi look decent, like, you know what I mean?
It looks like it's kind of there, like meant to be there now.
Yeah,
with it
that's
being
it. Like,
pillared
kind of
up.
blend into the environment a little more.
Make the spot look like it's supposed to be there. It'll last longer.
Yeah, exactly.
And it looks better.
Just looks better. People will be like less suspicious.
Like that thing low-key looks like it's supposed to be there now.
Yeah, like the rail
And-
just fell down somehow or something.
Exactly.
And you know what's nice about this spot? You have this yellow one, which draws more attention.
So
Keeps
true.
your eyes off this one.
So true.
Should we write something in there?
We should. Why not?
Why not, dude? What should it say? Pull jam.
Or jam me.
Jam me. All right, there we go. I mean, for the most part, that's pretty good. I got a bunch of water here to keep our bucket fresh. Got our little jam spot. Yeah, dude, it's looking fun. Spencer, thank you for filming, being our assistant.
So yeah, do what I can, you know.
Spot-
Super like.
Keeping me safe and somebody rolls up on me.
Oh, I'm security now. Security Spencer over
Security
here,
Spencer,
dog.
watch it. He's got the hands.
You
Watch
know,
out.
hey, hey, this is my boy's property. Dog.
Watch
Excuse me,
it.
hey, can you stop filming, sir?
You know what's cool? Like, everyone's driven by, hasn't even looked at us. You notice that? Nobody cares.
No.
So I feel like this is gonna be a good spot. Like, I'll stay here.
I think so.
Yeah, it looks good. And I think at this point you kind of just have to like let it do its thing. And,
Yeah, let it
just
dry.
let it dry so it'll be strong. All right, so next morning went on a little bike ride over to check on the spot, and it's still here. Everything's good. I always try to do that like the next morning if you can, if you're not building too far from where you live, or if you have someone that can check on the spot. It's always good. And everything looks good. It's here. The one thing I was thinking about yesterday when I was leaving with Spencer is like, maybe I should have dug down a little bit to like get the cinder block in the ground versus just putting it on the top. The only reason I didn't do that is just I was afraid the jam would be too mellow. Like, I wanted to keep it kind of steep, so it's like more of a jam and actually hard. Would have been a lot more mellow. Could have been more fun, but yeah, it's just kind of a learning curve. I think also because I was just in a rush. I only had we had maybe an hour and a half before the sun went down. Everything looks good. I'm gonna give it a little wax and maybe just give it one jam, just one, even though I probably should wait for it to heal. I just want to get one jam in case it does get destroyed or something happens. At least we can get a little skate. You could say that we skated it before it happened, but I think it'll be good. Hopefully come back tomorrow and get like a good session with some of the homies. I'm gonna hit it with a little wax too. This isn't the best wax in the world, but I just want it to like grind a little bit, be a little bit slippery before I just like go and jam it. I mean, I'm sure you could just go grind right through it, but this thing's been out in the rain. It's been crusty, so yeah, get a little wax before we try to skate it. Got to ride home. Got to make sure I have a hand to ride home with. My buddy Eric was here last night. He pull jammed and then hit the TV that's right over there. It's pretty crazy, but unfortunately we have a little bit of cracking happening right now. Right here, as you can see. I think that's just because it's in the dirt. Might need to give it a little bit of love, just like put some Set XP, some Bondo in there. That's gonna happen because it's, you know, concrete on the dirt. But it's not too bad. It's definitely been skated a lot, like you can see. There's a lot of marks on there, so might have to get a little bit of maintenance just to like, keep it going. Still there. It's been a few weeks since I built this thing. I actually haven't come and skated it since my last slam, and since we fixed it up, I have seen a couple of other people skating. I know it's doable, but the point that I'm trying to get at is I'm scared. I'm scared of pole jams. Maybe that's why I built this thing, I think. Maybe so I wouldn't be so scared, but in retrospect, now that I'm looking at it, I wish I just made it a little bit lower, like sunk it into the ground, because it is scary. The angle's scary. If it was like straight off the sidewalk, it'd be a lot less scary. Going at the angle, I think, is what's really throwing me off, but I want to at least get one for the sake of this video, so I'm gonna try it for you. That last one really messed up my ankle, and I want to be able to skate more, so I'm just gonna have to like let my ego aside right now. As much as I want to just land this for this video and keep going, I just feel like I'm gonna come back here. We're gonna make another video on the spot. Maybe I'll save it for the video part that I want to eventually work on. I feel a little bit like I let you down. Hopefully I didn't. Hopefully Eric's pole jam to the TV grind makes you realize it is possible. I'm not the best pole jammer. Maybe I need to like build spots that I can actually skate. This is something difficult for me. I'm gonna keep coming back here, so make sure you subscribe, see more skating on the spot, because right now this video is probably getting too long and I just don't want to get ahead of myself and hurt myself just to prove a point. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Get out there, build spots, do what you love. Most importantly, mash.